Hoiberg all 3 seasons here in Lincoln and was with the coach for 5 years at Iowa State. Abdelmassih was in charge of recruiting for Nebraska. No word yet on his replacement. Today was the first full day of the NCAA men's tournament. The Iowa Hawkeyes, fresh off of winning the Big Ten tournament, upset today by the 12th-seeded Richmond Spiders, 67-63. Other afternoon finals, Michigan rallied from 15 down to beat Colorado State 75-63, Providence 66, South Dakota State 57. Memphis bested Boise 64-53. Baylor shellacked Norfolk State 85-49. Tennessee upended Longwood 88-56. It was Gonzaga with a big second half to put away Georgia State 93-72, and North Carolina routed Marquette 95-63. The night session games just getting underway. There are 2 play-in games tonight on the women's side. Their tournament gets underway in earnest tomorrow. The Nebraska Cornhuskers will face Gonzaga at 2:30. Our pregame coverage begins at 2:15. Session 1 of March Madness is in the books in Detroit, and it was a successful first session for the Big Red. 7 of the 8 Huskers who had qualified won, including Peyton Robb, who had a pin. Other winners for Nebraska: C.J. Redd, Ridge Lovett, Mikey Labriola, Tater Venz, Eric Schultz, and Christian Land. Session 2 just getting underway. That's the ticker. I'm Greg Sharpe.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
9 wins in the last 12 as Andrews lost this one. Deep right field, sweet all the way back, and it's gone! Home run, Billy Andrews! Her 14th home run of the year, and it's 5-0 Nebraska in the top of the 6th.
The 1-1 pitch to Everett. Griffin swings, and it's a high fly to right. Backing up is Goldston. He's to the track. He's to the wall. He jumps, and it is gone. A 2-homer day for Griffin Everett. And the Huskers do have their first lead at 5-3.
Farrell's 3-1, swinging a ground ball to short. Andrews to her left. Deflects it right to Ibarra, standing on the bag at second for the force out of Hernandez to finish off the 7-inning complete game shutout for Farrell, the first in her career.
Griffin drills one to right center field. Long run for the outfitters, and nobody's going to get there. It's going to score Anderson, and the Huskers are going to walk the Mavericks off here today. Nebraska wins it 6-5 to claim their home opener. What a day for Griffin Everett. He gets 4 hits, including the game winner with a double to the right center field gap.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to the program. I'm in studio. Jessica is in Louisville covering the Huskers as they play tomorrow against Gonzaga. Again, a 2:30 tip time. All right, what was today like? What was the team up to today?
Yeah, so again, because the 2:30 tip tomorrow, that's when they practice, right? So they practice about, I guess it was 11:30 here. So keeping that afternoon type feel, getting up, getting around, going to the shoot around or going to practice. I had a full practice today. And then, I think because you have to wait around the rest of the day, right? They went to the zoo, had some fun, which probably is important for this young team that's never been in this experience to just, keep their mind off of anything and everything, the pressure of this, and just enjoy being around each other, which we've heard so much about this team, how much they enjoy just spending time together, whatever that might be. So getting to go have a little bit of fun, which I didn't go. I was back here working on some stuff, but Andrew has been to the zoo and said it's a really nice zoo, and I saw some pictures and videos. So they got back and they're going to eat at a really nice Italian place tonight. So getting all those carbs in for that energy for tomorrow.
Very good. All right. Well, the news of the day, Jessica, and it dropped about the time that the ball went in the air for the men's tournament at about 11 o'clock today, was Fred Hoiberg parting ways with Matt Abdelmassih. We had mentioned, and we've mentioned a couple of times since the season for the Huskers ended last week in Indianapolis, that there were going to be changes made. We heard that from Trev Alberts when he announced with you that Fred would be back for a 4th season at Nebraska. Your initial thoughts when you heard the news earlier today that that change is being made on the staff?
I guess it's a little bit surprised, but also not surprised, if that's even possible, because Matt Abdelmassih has been with Coach Hoiberg for so long, and just having conversations with him and about, all the stuff that has gone into him building this big binder and folder of transfer portal guys and how he kind of goes about his process of finding guys transfer wise, because that's kind of been what they've done and been really good at. That's what they were known for at Iowa State. And so, I know he's been a big part of what Coach Hoiberg has done recruiting wise, but then also, as you mentioned, we kind of knew that changes were going to be made. And so Nate Lenzer just kind of coming on a year ago. We'll see if there's more changes coming, but being what we saw happen with football back in the fall and all the changes that were made on that staff, you kind of had a feeling that, there's going to be some changes coming. So not really surprised, but I guess it will be fascinating to see what Coach Hoiberg does with this position, being that Coach Abdelmassih did so much of the heavy load of recruiting. So we'll see what he brings in to help fill that void with that recruiting role.
Yeah, I'm with you. My gut tells me that they're going to change the setup of this thing. I mean, Matt really didn't do any coaching. His primary purpose was go find players, get us the players, and then Coach Hoiberg, Coach Lenzer, Coach Gates would then do the on-court coaching. That's pretty unusual. Most staffs, everybody kind of divvies up certain things. Some guys get certain parts of the country. Some guys get certain regions. Maybe some will focus more on junior college recruiting, some high school, some maybe totally look at the transfer portal. Well, I have a feeling there's going to be a mass transformation now with this staff. And I can't wait to talk to the coach once he kind of gets it settled, what his thought process is right now as he goes through all this. But I think a lot of us who've been around college basketball for so many years thought this was really a strange deal, that you had a coach in Matt Abdelmassih who didn't do any coaching. And not that he can't, because I think he does. I think he knows the game pretty well, but he never did any coaching. And I think that just seemed really odd to all of us. So I'll be interested to see where they go from here. Who does he put into that spot, and do they work and arrange it differently than it has been done in the first 3 years? And I kind of feel like, Jessica, it needs to be done differently because it wasn't working. I mean, you've got Coach Hoiberg now with a 7-win season, a 7-win season, and now a 10-win season. That's not working, and so I think they do need to change it. I'll be anxious to see how he pieces it all together here in the coming weeks.
Now, I will say this, the reason why Abdelmassih had that role and that title, because you have to be able to travel in that role. And so, even though, yes, it was a different setup that I had never seen before, that's for sure. But, to have that assistant coach title, that allowed for him to travel and do recruiting on the road. Whereas if you didn't have an assistant coach title, there's only so many coaches and people on your staff that can travel and recruit. So I do think that's why he had that title, even though, like you said, the other coaches did more of the on-court coaching. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coaches that are good at both, that can do both, that, Coach Hoiberg is well connected and has both in the NBA and college basketball, and he's going to have the resources. And so, yeah, I mean, I think he'll be able to go out and get somebody that will be able to be an elite recruiter, which is what they need. They need to fill someone in there that does that recruiting and fills that recruiting role. But yeah, maybe it is just changing the titles and the structure of the staff, being that Abdelmassih didn't recruit or didn't coach as much. But again, you have to keep in mind that spot does need to be able, if that's what it is, get out on the road, which that has to have a certain title.
Yeah. Well, we know there's more things that are going to be, we've kind of hinted at this. We know there's going to be some personnel calls now. I mean, what does Bryce McGowan's do? What does his brother Trey do? What does Derek Walker end up doing? I think we're going to slowly get some of those answers, I think, before the end of the month. I think we're going to know have a pretty good feel. A lot of these players have scattered for spring break this week. They get back next week. I think next week could be a big week news-wise for the men's program on who's coming, who's staying, who's going, and where they have to shape this roster. So not only does the coach have to go find a replacement now for Matt, he's probably going to have to really look at this roster and see where it goes from here. Interesting start to the tournament today. I was kind of thinking mid-afternoon. We really hadn't seen much of in the way of the upsets, but then there comes the Richmond Spiders, Jessica, to take down the Iowa Hawkeyes. And you talk about the beauty and the beast of March in this sport. You can go from an extremely high of winning a league tournament on Sunday to your season being over, in the case for Iowa, on Thursday with a big upset in the first round. It's the unbelievable swing of emotion that this sport gives all of us here in the month of March.
I know, and I know there's a lot of heartbroken, just devastated people in Nebraska that Iowa got upset today. I know I even had Iowa. They had me believing too, which is fascinating too, Greg, that you had brought that up about how it affects a team when you make a run in the Big Ten tournament and then how you turn right around. And, the way Iowa was looking in the tournament, I mean, they had a lot of people bought in. I mean, I saw that only 1% of brackets on Bleacher Report are still perfect because a lot of people were buying into that Iowa hype after how they closed out the season. But that is draining to make a run in the Big Ten tournament. So I think, as you brought up earlier in the week about how that maybe affects the teams, probably affected Iowa negatively going into this deal because they kind of peaked and then, it's draining and you make that long run and then you have to turn right around and everybody's going to come out of the gate willing, ready to go. And we've seen so many upsets here in the recent years that every team walks onto that court here in March Madness believing that they could be that team that pulls that upset. And it's no longer that, oh, we got no chance, we're just happy to be here. I think every team now believes, because there's been so many upsets, that, anything can happen. And if you don't bring your A game, you're going to be marching right out the door. But probably a little bit, I would assume, with Iowa, maybe thinking a little ahead, maybe playing not to lose. I've heard that being said a lot from coaches in this setting. Maybe you play not to lose instead of playing to win. And so, but yeah, I had Iowa in in our fun bracket at work going to the Sweet 16, I believe, but I'm not heartbroken by it.
It brings up two thoughts to my mind here. One, the Big Ten loves the fact that their tournament leads into Selection Sunday, that they play their tournament like at 2:30 on a Sunday afternoon. And then they get all those viewers around the country who are settling in, getting ready to watch the bracket reveal on CBS. The Big Ten's really proud of that window. But it puts the two teams that play in that game, it shortens their prep time, their recovery time to get ready for the NCAA tournament, which in Iowa's case was an early start on Thursday. Is that enough? A lot of conferences have their tournaments wrap up on Saturday night. The Big Ten loves that Sunday window. But is it worth it? Does that hurt your champion? And the second thought is maybe the women have it right in giving themselves a week off from their tournament to kind of let everybody recover emotionally and physically to get ready to ramp up again for the NCAA tournament.
I guess we'll see, right? And we'll see how it affects the Big 12 women, because they just wrapped up theirs on Sunday as well, leading into Selection Sunday, which, with the quick turnaround there. I guess the women still have the extra day, but I guess we'll see how much it affects the women having that week off and for the Big Ten, but then for the Big 12 being in the same situation as the Big Ten men. But yeah, we're going to hear from Sam Haiby here in a little bit. And every single player said that I've talked to said that it was a great time to have that little bit of a break. They still practiced. They still, they rested and recuperated their bodies, but then they also got to just go back to working on Nebraska and what Nebraska needs to do, as opposed to always, focusing so much on scout and preparing for other teams. They got to go back to the basics a little bit, which was important and good for them going into the tournament. So I know that this team in particular, Nebraska, feels really good that they had that week off and then got to dive into preparing for the NCAA tournament this week. But we'll see. We'll see soon enough. Less than 18 hours now from tip-off. We'll see how well that translated.
I think it's the best route to take. I just think it allows everybody to kind of clear their mind and get their body healed up after what's a really long season. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. All right, here's what we have for you tonight. Just got a chance to catch up with Sam Haiby. We're going to hear from her here in just a little bit. Also, Tom Gailey, Amy Williams, assistant coach, who has the scout for tomorrow's game with Gonzaga. We're going to hear from him coming up here in hour number one. Hour number two, it is St. Patty's Day, and so, we've got to get into the fit of all of this. Obviously, the Irish are kind of at the top of a lot of Husker fans' minds because of the game in Dublin coming up in late August with the Husker football team headed over there to play Northwestern. Jessica had a chance to have some fun with some Husker players, Garrett Nelson and Nuri, to talk about some Irish delicacies. So we're going to have some fun with that coming up in the second hour of the program. We're also going to relive some of the top Husker women's basketball calls of the year. This is going to be a blast. We'll get to that in hour number 2. And as always, love your input, your thoughts. How's your bracket doing, folks? 402-413-2400 if you want to be a part of the program today. Did you see how does Louisville do it big for St. Patty's Day? Lincoln's not the biggest kind of city for that type of thing. Did you see much celebratory things going on where you are today?
So I've been told that Louisville had their big St. Patty's Day it's a really cool area where I'm at, by the way, the hotel and where the team is staying, and pretty close, not as close, not walking distance to the arena, but pretty close. But just right out the door, there's this cool area that's got a lot of, places to go eat and shop and all of that, and it's closed off to traffic. But I was told that they had a big St. Patty's Day blowout last Saturday, so not as big tonight. So I forgot last night. I told you I didn't bring anything green, but I threw last minute in. I forgot I did throw a green shirt in, so I've got my green on.
Yeah, I just have a Husker shirt on right now. I looked for a green cap, but I couldn't find one. I was going to pick up Andrew one of those ones they were passing out at baseball the other day, but it's still up. They haven't dropped it off on my desk yet, so we'll look for that.
It was funny. The Adidas provided new sweatsuits, or I guess warm-up suits for the teams going into March Madness, and it's a kind of a light green, a lime green, and it's got really light emojis on it. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but Coach Williams had hers on today, and I said, "Oh, you got your green on." And then if you missed at the Big Ten tournament, they had these little clips of videos that they were kind of trying to get to know the players a little bit and the coaches and having a little fun with it. And it was like, which one is your most used emoji? And Coach Williams said is the one with the really big smile, and she did it, and it was like really, really funny. But on the front of that tracksuit is her emoji. I was like, that looks like your favorite emoji. So she was sporting that tracksuit today. But she was about the only one. It was a lot of it was basically all red besides me and Coach Williams today.
Oh, that's great. All right, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program tonight. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. We're back to hear from Sam Haiby. We'll do that next.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Okay, let's get a photo of the bride and groom standing next to that giant mud puddle. Good. Now smile.
Oh, honey, don't look now, but you're covered in mud.
Oh, so is your white tux.
You know what this means, don't you?
Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery is back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is the happiest day of my life. Don't you think we should head to the nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer?
I do.
Trucks and Bucks is back, and you could win one of 8 new trucks. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit Deto Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at DetoSubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Huskers fans, it's time to plan your dream trip to Ireland and see your team face the Northwestern Wildcats at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Single game tickets are on sale now at huskers.com/Ireland. Start the 2022 season in the best way. Plan your dream trip to Ireland and see your team face the Northwestern Wildcats at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Buy your single game ticket today at huskers.com/Ireland.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
This isn't the start. Before I got here, I started training. And before that, I did something to my back. But my first move was Athletico Physical Therapy. That's where I'd eventually end up. So why not start there? I mean, my therapist immediately found the source of my pain. These are the same physical therapists who work with elite marathon runners. So soon, I was back to running, but without pain. You got this.
It all starts at Athletico. Schedule your free assessment at athletico.com.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/priority care.
Cornerstone Bank proudly serves Nebraska with a full line of loan and deposit products. Cornerstone is large enough to handle all of your financial needs while offering the personal service you deserve and the local decision-making you expect from a family-owned community bank. Stop in or call one of the Cornerstone Bank locations near you to discover the Cornerstone difference. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval. Back in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe back in our studio. Jessica Coody in Louisville covering the Huskers as they get ready to play tomorrow with Gonzaga. Love the little Irish jig coming out of the break there. Get you all in the mood, and I'm sure some of you have been in the mood most of the day around.
I was waiting for you to get up and start throwing some shapes. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, stay tuned.
Andrew was doing a little jig during the break. He's all into this thing. I caught him in the shadow of the window doing that over there. Well, let's see. They had a press conference today, and Sam Haiby, Jazz Shelley joined the head coach to talk to the media. And then I know you had a chance to catch up with Sam.
Yeah, and I also wanted to point out too, they got their swag bags today, which they're not calling it a swag bag, but they're whatever the official term is. I haven't seen what the men got, but you remember a year ago, this is a big issue. This is one of the things that was one of the discrepancies in the two tournaments in all of the gear that the men got compared to the women. And so it was just kind of in a box in the locker room. And so there's lots of different things in there of just, March Madness, which will be cool for these ladies to have that, because it is the first time that the women's tournament is being called March Madness, right? So a lot of memorabilia with that on there. So just a lot of different little things that they can take with them, but it wasn't necessarily in an individual box, but they got to get that. And then, yes, a couple of them met with the media. There was a little bit of an open media session. Not much media here. I wonder if there's going to be more flying in tomorrow, but there was a few reporters here from Gonzaga that were asking the players questions. But yeah, then got to practice. But right before they took the floor for practice, did get a chance to catch up with Sam Haiby and how this whole experience has been for her. All right, well, you're here. You're seeing the March Madness everywhere. How does it feel?
It's super exciting. This is what we worked all year to get here, so we're really excited. We'll be ready to go.
Take me back to Selection Sunday, and you get to experience that for the first time with this team. How special was that moment?
Yeah, it was super awesome. We were grateful that we could do it with Husker Nation, too. And just hearing our name called, it was pretty surreal. I've been here for 4 years now, and this is all I've wanted to be a part of, so we're ready to go.
How special has it been to be a part of this team in particular? What is it that sets this team apart?
Yeah, this is a special group. I love each and every one of them. We've done some pretty fun and crazy things this season. But yeah, we can't wait to keep it going and see what we can do in the tournament.
Once you guys saw the matchup, who it was going to be, what was this week like once you started preparing for this run in this tournament?
Yeah, we had a week or two off, which is probably a good thing, honestly. I know a lot of our bodies have been taking a beating, but once we found out we had Gonzaga, just getting back into the film room, getting on the court again, and start prepping for them.
Yeah, we had some questions about that week off. How good was it for this team to have that week after the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, especially after the conference tournament. It's good to just get some time off to do recovery and things like that, but also just to work on us. We haven't had a chance to do that. It's always scouting other teams, so just being able to get in the gym, work on Nebraska, and fine-tune some things.
What goes into that, working just on us and on Nebraska?
Basically just working a lot on principles, especially on the defensive end, getting a lot of shots up, going through sets, and kind of refreshing our minds on things like that.
Okay, so diving into Nebraska or into Gonzaga, what is the first thing that jumps out on film?
Coaches hounded a lot. They out-rebound their opponents by 10 almost every game, so we're going to have to lock in on that and then be ready to go on defense, stay aggressive, and look to push the pace on offense.
What does it take to battle against a team that rebounds like that? What does it take for you guys to match up with that?
Discipline. Yeah, we have to stay locked in. We can't take possessions off, but just being disciplined and boxing out and going hard every possession.
And then with a team that likes to slow down the pace, how do you keep up the pace? How do you guys keep the ball at the pace that you guys want it to be at?
Yeah, we're just going to try to play Nebraska basketball. When we can, force misses, get the rebound and go. Like you said, kind of keep our pace the way we want it. But if we have to slow it down, we can do that too.
And then just for this team to, you take it one game at a time, I know, but what does it take for this team to win this one in advance?
Play a complete 40 minutes every single game. We've done it a few times this year, but this is the time to do it now. We have to be locked in and ready to go every single game.
Being how special this team is, that you're just talking about, how this team is together, does it give you a sense of urgency to keep this thing going so that you can keep playing with this team?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the end is in sight for a few of us here, but we want to keep playing together. We all love each other a ton. I know that. We're together off the court all the time, but yeah, as long as we can keep this thing going, I think it's going to be pretty fun.
And then just for you as a leader of this team, have you thought about how you will approach kind of managing this team in this moment, being that, again, really nobody's been in this moment before?
Yeah, we're just going to try to have fun, take every game as it comes, but just play our basketball and have fun.
Sam, appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Greg, we got tickled, both of us, because we had some distractions going on in the background, but that's this team. They're fun. They just, I cannot stress it enough, and I think people probably get tired of hearing about it or don't believe how legit it is, but it is absolutely legit how much this team loves to be around each other. They have fun. They all get along, and it's fun to get to be a little around it and be a part of it, and so we got a little tickled there. But it's so crazy to think that of everything that Sam Haiby has done in her career, this is going to be the first for her. So you can tell she's really trying to take it in and embrace this moment.
This team has taken those steps. They made the NIT last year, so they got a taste of postseason, but it's not the one you want to be in. You want to be in the NCAA, so they cracked that door this year. We've talked about the men and some decisions that have to be made. Players like Sam and even Bella Cravens, who you talked to last night, they've already played 4 years of college basketball. They're going to be allowed another year because of COVID, but do they want that? I think that'll be interesting to follow in the coming weeks.
Absolutely. And Greg, you and I have talked a little bit about what they might do with scholarships. And I think, that with because that is something that you have to think about, because with so many people coming back, you do kind of have a full roster, right? So you don't necessarily have a lot of scholarships to work with, but we'll absolutely monitor the transfer portal, especially once they get decisions made and go from there. But I think they feel really excited about this team's future. We heard Amy Williams talking about it on her show the other day, not looking too far ahead, but even regardless of who might leave and move on or come back, either way, they've got a lot of great pieces that will be back from this team that are coming in that they're really excited about. So it would just be finding that right fit. If they do have those scholarships open up here coming up, it would be finding that right fit for this team and what this team might need. But yeah, it will be. I have no idea. I literally have no idea which way Sam is leaning, and I'm sure maybe she probably goes back and forth. It's a big decision, and we've talked so much. I would not want to come back for more school. I mean, I would want to play more basketball, but I wouldn't want to go to school, and that's part of it. You have to do both, and so weighing out all of those decisions and with the NIL deal, it's gonna, with some of those men's players, do they come back for that, being that maybe they don't have as good of opportunities to make money playing basketball professionally, but you have those NIL opportunities here that maybe match that. So yeah, I mean, a lot more kind of weighing into those decisions now than it ever has. Well, Sam has had just an amazing career as a Husker. Let's hope she adds a chapter to that with a play starting tomorrow with Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. Tom Gailey, assistant coach for the Huskers. He's got the scout for this game tomorrow with Gonzaga. His thoughts, we'll hear from him next.
The best parts of an SUV and pickup truck come together in the all-new 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz. This up-for-anything sport adventure vehicle gives you modern convenience and uncommon freedom with the open bed of a pickup truck. Plus, when you shop Hyundai, you'll benefit from Hyundai Owner Assurance with America's Best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Find yours online at woodhousehyundai.com or in-store off 144th and Giles Road during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford Maverick pickup. And get after any adventure with deals on Ford Ranger. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska's new collaborative biosecurity lab is leading research to safeguard America's food supply against growing threats in partnership with the U.S. Departments of Defense and Homeland Security. The lab brings together world-leading expertise in agriculture and a deep understanding of the complexities of strategic deterrence across the threat spectrum and in multiple domains.
Griffin drills one to right center field. Long run for the Outfitters, and nobody's going to get there. It's going to score Anderson, and the Huskers are going to walk the Mavericks off here today. Nebraska wins it 6-5 to claim their home opener. What a day for Griffin. Everett.
Big Red Baseball is back at it against the Islanders this Saturday at 2:05 p.m. Pre-game coverage begins on the Huskers radio network at 1:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
As Andrews lofts this one, deep right field, sweet all the way back, and it's gone! Home run, Billy Andrews! Her 14th home run of the year, and It's 5-0 Nebraska in the top of the sixth. Nebraska softball returns to the diamond tomorrow morning as the Huskers take on Tulsa and South Dakota in Lawrence, Kansas. Pre-game coverage begins at 9:50, first pitch at 10 on the Huskers radio network, Huskers.com, and the official Nebraska Athletics app.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more. Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Searching for your next vehicle? Shop Woodhouse first. Over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles in stock and on our lots, with new trades arriving daily that you can explore on woodhouse.com. Plus, confidence comes standard when you purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Woodhouse. With our multi-point inspection, transparent pricing, available add-on warranties, and financing options, purchasing a pre-owned vehicle has never been simpler. Experience the difference and drive away today confident and road-ready in your new vehicle from Woodhouse.
When you're a sports fan, it's kind of like having a new love interest. You want to know all about them. Only instead of learning about someone's third-grade crush, you want to know the latest scores, stats, and lineups. To get that, you need Cox Internet. Cox gives you that window to look deeply into your beloved team's soul. Not to mention their injury list. Cox, we're sports 24/7. Learn more at cox.com/sports.
Everyone knows that Dakota Mac is known for their great rates on long-term fixed ag real estate loans. But just how long-term are they? They're even longer-term than the silent treatment your mom gave you after she found out you backed over her peony bushes with the riding lawnmower. Even though it could have happened to anyone. Oof, talk about long-term.
Hi, it's Nick Luxinger from Dakota Mac. Give me a call at 402-740-6445 to learn all about our competitive rates on 30-year fixed-rate loans.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Trafix Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe in studio, our little Irish studio for the day. Jessica's in Louisville, getting ready to watch the Huskers in action tomorrow at 2:30 against Gonzaga. This is a team that's got my attention. I know Jessica was looking at some of their numbers today. This is an impressive team. This will be one of those knockdown, drag-out 8-9 matchups that we've come accustomed to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of funny. I was talking to someone on site today that was basically breaking down a little bit what you and I had talked about, maybe being a little bit disappointed with that 8-9 seed and Nebraska getting that 8 seed, but that Louisville very easily could have been a 2 seed and Gonzaga the 10 seed. But either way, yes, absolutely a tough matchup. And the thing is the Gonzaga is an experienced team, a lot of seniors, a lot of players that have played a lot of ball together. So absolutely, they've been absolutely attacking this scout seriously. They are by no means looking ahead. They know that they have to take care of business against Gonzaga. And so what goes into that? Well, I got a chance to catch up with Tom Gailey to kind of dive into that scout and what the game plan is going to be for Nebraska.
Well, final practice in the books. How did you feel like the team approached it today?
You know what? It's definitely nice to have a couple of days of preparation. They just had a lot more familiarity with what Gonzaga likes to do, their tendencies, their play calls. And so I really felt for the most part we were locked in and ready to go today.
How do you go about approaching getting a team ready for a matchup against a team they haven't played before? I mean, is it every day kind of installing something new, or how do you kind of attack it with this team?
Yeah, there gets to be a point of, how much information. There's a lot of information over the course of a season that you have to glean from, and it's kind of deciphering what do you think they're going to run against us, right? And so there's a process in that, and I think it is. You're going to run what you think they're going to do against you the most, and you try to do that every day, and then maybe you sprinkle in a few other plays that they could run against you.
How much do you like the chess match part of it like this, where you are trying to find what you can exploit and what they might try to exploit with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy that, and I think that's one of the things that we can give our kids confidence in, right? And that we do know some things that they really like to do and that we really feel that they're going to do against us. And so I think that allows our kids to be a little bit more aggressive.
Sometimes, when you have freshmen or young players, it might take them a while to understand scouts and all of that. But how is this team managed when you throw different things at them like this?
Yeah, they've done really well. And obviously, throughout the course of the season, when you get to the end of the year, there's a lot of actions that we've already guarded, right? For the most part, you don't see anything new. A team may call it something different, but it's not like you're guarding a play that you've never guarded before. So there's a huge advantage to this, and they retain a lot, and they remember a lot from past scouts as well.
So diving into Gonzaga, what immediately, when the first thing you watch them on film, what jumps out?
Yeah, so offensively, they're a ball screen heavy team, high-low action, and then they're well balanced. They've got shooters, they got penetrators, and they got post players that post up extremely hard and are very physical. And then on the defensive end, they're solid. They're just very solid. And then on both ends, they're an excellent rebounding team.
So when you have a team that rebounds so well, how do you combat that? What do you do with the team so they don't out-rebound you or don't get so much momentum off of those rebounds?
Yeah, and I think the first thing is defensively in position, right? If you can keep in position defensively, you don't pull yourself out of rebounding position. So that's the first thing. And then the second is just being conscious and aware that they're coming, right? And it's going to be physical, and that's okay. And I think the Big Ten has prepared us for that.
And then Gonzaga team is a team that maybe likes to slow it down a little bit. You guys like to get up and go. How do you balance that when they want to slow it down and you want to go fast?
Yeah, and Gonzaga is a little tricky in that regard because they will run if given the opportunity, right? It's like if we're not on our A game in transition defense, by all means they will run. But if they don't run, it's a very deliberate offense that they're going to run, and there's definite spots that they want to get to. So, we're going to look to push the ball. We're going to look to play fast, play with pace, but we don't want to be in a hurry either. We don't play fast just to play fast. And so we're okay. We feel like we can win a game regardless of how the pace is played.
A lot of people want to talk about the points that this team puts up, that Nebraska puts up, but how big is what they've done defensively been to what they've been able to accomplish this year?
One of the things for us is just being able to obviously limit teams to one shot, right, so that they don't get an extra possession. And ultimately, right, to defend and rebound is going to be the separator. At some point, right, you have to score to win, but at some point you've got to hold that other team down. And so I think, when we are playing really well, we're communicating very well, we're rotating very well, and we'll need to do that against Gonzaga.
Give us a key matchup, a player that we should be watching out for. Fans are listening in and watching the game. Who should we be watching for? Who needs to really step up and have a big game for you guys?
Yeah, of course, we'd like to say everybody, right? And sometimes there might be X factors that are coming off the bench that we don't know, right? But there's always going to be somebody that's going to play a huge role off our bench, and that's the nice thing about our bench is that we don't know who that somebody or somebody's might be. I think in the starting lineup, potentially Izzy Bourne is could be someone, just a unique matchup because she scores inside, outside, and even our other bigs for that matter can, but that might pose one of the bigger challenges for the Zags.
What does that do for a team when you guys do have bigs that can step out and shoot it, even Alexis Markowski as well?
Absolutely. It opens up the court, and all of a sudden it opens up lanes for penetrations for the likes of Sam Haiby and Allison Widener, right? And so it just adds a lot of pressure on the defense. And so by all means, whenever we can stretch the floor, we love to do that.
I always like to ask 3 keys. If you were to just narrow it down to 3 main keys to watch out for, what would those be?
Yeah, for us, obviously it's going to start with transition defense. Even though, like I said, they are very deliberate in the half court, you've got to take away the transition offense first. Rebounding is a must, right? Rebounding is going to be key. And then for us offensively, to play inside out and to take advantage of our size and our strength of inside, and that always opens up an outside game for us as well.
Appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Greg, I wish I had $1 for every time I've heard the word rebounding when in regards to this matchup, because I mean, the message has been received by these players. It has been expressed by these coaches, so they know that they have to crash the glass, because otherwise that's what Gonzaga does, and so that's a big key for this team.
I think back to the loss at Michigan State, and I just remember how upset Coach Williams was about their lack of rebounding in that game, and she really said that was the difference in the game. And so I know she knows that is an area of concern for her, and they've obviously identified that as a strength for Gonzaga. That'll be one of those X factor things, folks. As you're watching or listening to the game tomorrow, keep track of that thing. Sometimes it comes down to who gets some of those 50-50 balls, whether you're going to win a game or not.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, trying to keep up with wrestling too, Chad Red just lost in sudden victory by a stalling point. 2 stalling points, and he ends up losing the match. So that stinks, but it was an exciting match.
Well, they had a great first session going 7-1. The Huskers did up in Detroit. So they put themselves in good position for guys to crash their way through the bracket, but we'll keep an eye on that. That session 2 just began about 30 minutes ago. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Back to wrap up hour 1 next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
In a world where fun and cash prizes collide, one game explodes to the forefront. Cash Blast from the Nebraska Lottery. Non-stop excitement, a winning thrill ride, and starring you. Until April 12th, play 2x2 weekly for a chance to win $5,000 or $500. And if your ticket was a 7-day draw, your prize is doubled. Don't miss it. Cash Blast, playing at a lottery retailer near you. 2x2 top prize odds, 1 in 105,000.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sap Brothers. For 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Find your next vehicle at Woodhouse Nissan and experience the difference. Choose your thrill in the all-new 2022 Nissan Murano. Rogue, or Sentra. Safety comes standard, so you can enjoy the ride knowing that Nissan has you covered. We make it easy to shop, finance, and purchase online or in person at Woodhouse Nissan in Bellevue or at Woodhouse Place. Discover a bold new direction and drive Nissan.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance. Buy online at woodhouse.com. Phone lines open and available for you, 402-413-2400. That also doubles up as our text line. If you have something you want to get to us via text, you certainly can do that as well. I'm in studio. Jessica's in Louisville, was covering the Huskers today. Tomorrow, 2:30 start, 2:15 for pregame coverage. I'm sure there'll be a lot of nervous energy getting up in the morning. I think that's not a bad thing, Jessica, to play middle of the afternoon. You don't have to sit around until the nighttime to get out there and get going.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were playing the late games in Indianapolis, and they mentioned that, how tough it was to wait around all day and again, finding things to fill the day. They had multiple shoot-arounds. They'd go to do a walkthrough, and just, it can be a hard task to wait all day to play that late game. So especially in something like this where the NCAA tournament and the first time, let's just get up, let's get it over with and not think about it all day for sure. Greg, I got a question for you. If you had to pick one Big Ten team to root for in the men's tournament, who would you root for if you had to?
Oh, geez. Rutgers. I'll root for Rutgers.
Okay.
And they're out. So, we talked about this last night about conference cheering. I have a hard time doing that, and I know some people say, well, you need to because you got to build your reputation, and so that it helps. I just have a hard time doing that. I'm sorry. We want to beat these guys all the time during the season. Now you won't expect me to try. It's hard. That's really hard to do.
I'm with you. I've got the Indiana game on, and I'm sitting here like, God, do I want them to win? I don't know. I mean, it's, I guess maybe of all the teams, maybe Indiana would be, my least hated. I don't know.
I don't mind them.
But definitely not rooting for Michigan. Definitely wasn't heartbroken to see Iowa get bounced. So I was just trying to think, okay, if I'm going to pull for a Big Ten team to make a run, which one would I have the least amount of problems doing that with?
Yeah, it's hard. I don't have anything against Indiana. I don't have anything against Purdue. I mean, it's interesting. If somebody gets to the Final Four, I might pull for them secretly. But right now, it's hard. And here's the other thing I thought about today too. For the Husker men, I mean, this has got to be tough, right? I mean, they're not part of this party, but that also should serve as motivation to get better as a program, get better as a team, so that next March that they might be a part of this whole thing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's what you play for. It's why you play college basketball, with a team to get to this stage. And it's all eyes. That's all people are talking about. It's all people are watching. I mean, it is just the weekend, right, for college basketball. You want to make it to this stage. And so I got to imagine it stings a lot because a lot of these players, they really wanted to make it to this tournament. So should fuel the ones that are coming back to want to get there next year.
Andrew's really proud of his bump music today,
I know.
Jessica.
I feel like he rolled that a little early on me because he is so excited to get to it.
Oh, he's right in the theme of the day. It's beautiful. It's St. Patty's Day. I'm glad he put the effort into doing that for us today. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. 1 hour in the books. We got another hour to go. We're going to have some fun with the St. Patty's Day theme with some of the football guys. We're back to do that coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Searching for a new to you car, truck, or SUV? Shop Woodhouse first. Over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles, all makes, all models, in stock and on the lot. Plus, confidence comes standard when you purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Woodhouse. With our multi-point inspection, transparent pricing, available add-on warranties, and financing options, purchasing a pre-owned vehicle has never been simpler. Experience the difference and drive away confident and road ready in your new vehicle from Woodhouse.
Okay, let's get a photo of the bride and groom standing next to that giant mud puddle. Good. Now smile.
Oh, honey, don't look now, but you're covered in mud.
Oh, so is your white tux.
You know what this means, don't you?
Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery is back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is the happiest day of my life. Don't you think we should head to the nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer?
I do.
Trucks and Bucks is back, and you could win one of 8 new trucks. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go is mealtime made easy. Just order delicious meals online for convenient curbside pickup or have it delivered. Want breakfast? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Need lunch? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Doing dinner? Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go. Get pancakes, burgers, fried chicken, lasagna, high chai Asian dishes, sushi, pizza, and more. If you're craving it, Hy-Vee Mealtime to Go has it with curbside pickup or delivery. Order today at hyvee.com/mealtime.
Good evening. I'm Greg Sharpe. Here's tonight's sports ticker. Head basketball coach Fred Hoiberg announced today that he is parting ways with assistant coach Matt Abdelmassih, who had been with him in Lincoln for all 3 seasons. Prior to that, Abdelmassih and Hoiberg spent 5 years together at Iowa State. Abdelmassih was in charge of recruiting for Nebraska. No word yet on his replacement. First full day of the NCAA men's tournament. The biggest upset of the day involved the Iowa Hawkeyes. Fresh off of winning the Big Ten tournament, they were upset today by the 12th-seeded Spiders from Richmond, 67-63. Michigan wiped out a 15-point first-half deficit to rally to beat the Rams of Colorado State, 75-63. Providence down South Dakota State, 66-57. Memphis over Boise, 64-53. Baylor shellacked Norfolk State, 85-49. Tennessee over Longwood, a final of 88-56. Gonzaga had a big second half to beat Georgia State, 93-72. And North Carolina walloped Marquette, 95-63. At the half, New Mexico State, being led by former Husker Teddy Allen, leads UConn 32-22. St. Peter's and Kentucky tied at 37-all at the half. Indiana trailing St. Mary's 28-26. About 4 minutes to go in the first half of that game. And San Diego State putting it to Creighton. It's the Aztecs 31, the Blue Jays 21 in the first half. More games coming later tonight. Women's tournament, 2 play-in games going on tonight. Longwood doubling up Mount St. Mary's 36-18 at the half. Their full tournament gets underway tomorrow. Nebraska will play Gonzaga at 2:30. Our pregame coverage begins at 2:15. Session 1 of March Madness is in the books in Detroit. Good session for the Big Red. 7 of the 8 Huskers who qualified were winners, including Peyton Robb, who had a pin. C.J. Redd, Ridge Levitt, Mikey Labriola, Taylor Venz, Eric Schultz, Christian Lance, all were winners. The night session is underway. C.J. Redd loses a tight match, 7-6. Ridge Levitt just taking the mat. Right now we'll have updates throughout the hour. That's the ticker. I'm Greg Sharpe.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
9 wins in the last 12 as Andrews lost this one. Deep right field, sweet all the way back, and it's scored! Home run, Billy Andrews! Her 14th home run of the year, and it's 5-0 Nebraska in the top of the 6th.
The 1-1 pitch to Everett. Griffin swings, and it's a high fly to right. Backing up is Goldston. He's to the track. He's to the wall. He jumps, and it is gone. A 2-homer day for Griffin Everett. And the Huskers do have their first lead at 5-3.
Farrell's 3-1, swinging a ground ball to short. Andrews to her left. Deflects it right to Ibarra, standing on the bag at second for the force out of Hernandez to finish off the 7-inning complete game shutout for Farrell, the first in her career.
Griffin drills one to right center field. Long run for the Outfitters, and nobody's going to get there. It's going to score Anderson, and the Huskers are going to walk the Mavericks off here today. Nebraska wins it 6-5 to claim their home opener. What a day for Griffin Everett. He gets 4 hits, including the game winner with a double to the right center field gap.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back for hour number 2 on a Thursday night. Lots of March Madness going on. We got all the TVs in the studio on different games. Fun day for sports fans. A lot of office time not occupied today. A lot of unproductive work hours by people around the country today as they monitor the NCAA tournament, which got cranked up at about 11 o'clock this morning. I'm in studio. Jessica is actually with our Husker women's team in Louisville. They play, as I mentioned, in the ticker at 2:30 tomorrow. 2:15 for pregame coverage. That is a set time. They're the first game of the day at that Yum Center. The home team, Louisville, will play later on, so we do know that it will start at 2:30 tomorrow for the Huskers and the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Weather okay there for you? Been all right? Do you get out, walk around a little bit, or have you just been holed up in your hotel room?
No, yeah, it's when I was outside earlier when we went to practice and back, it was nice. It's not too cold, not rainy or anything, so it's not bad here. So Yeah, with basketball, you always wonder about when you travel with other teams, like what to pack. Like I'm sure you think about that with baseball. Like, okay, I got to think about the weather. But with basketball, you literally just go from the hotel to the bus, from the bus inside to the gym. So it's you don't have to worry about it as much.
Well, hopefully you can get a green lemonade later tonight to celebrate St. Patty's Day. We're going to have some fun with the football guys because the Huskers are gearing up, Husker Nation gearing up for this game in Ireland that we have talked about now for about 3 years because of the pandemic. It's been extended out. You had a chance to go to Dublin back in November, and so I know you wanted to have some fun with a couple players, and you found a couple of guys to come in and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, which, by the way, Greg, when I went over there to Ireland, they talked about St. Patty's Day and how big of a celebration it is over here, but they do not like the fact that we put green food coloring in any kind of beer whatsoever. They say it ruins the beer, so they probably wouldn't appreciate the green lemonade comment that you just made. So
well,
just letting you know.
They can do them, I'll do me. So.
No, but yeah, it's super exciting that this game is going to be played for a guy like Nuri, who his family lives in Germany. They have never seen him play college football. They've never seen him play football in person whatsoever. And so this game, being in Ireland, gives them an opportunity. It's not as expensive. It's a quicker flight, quicker travel, cheaper flight, cheaper travel. Gives him an opportunity for his family to get to go see him play in person. So let's start with Nuri and what this game means to him personally.
You have a unique perspective on the trip to Ireland, playing a game there. What was your take when you found out or you learned that, hey, we're going to be going to play a football game over there in Ireland?
My first thought was that my family is going to be able to watch a game finally. Just because, timing and how far the United States is, it's kind of hard for the family to come over here during the season just because school and work and stuff. And the trip in Ireland kind of fits well because it's not very far. You can go there and not spend too long, but still be able to watch the game and watch us play.
How far is Germany, right? And,
yep.
And where in Germany will they be traveling from?
So they're probably leaving out of Frankfurt and then flying to Dublin.
Cool. And how excited are they for this?
They can't wait. My mom's actually surprised my stepdad and my two siblings as a Christmas gift so that they could come to the game.
Because they've never seen you play in person,
Nope,
right?
Not once.
So this is a big opportunity for you personally for your family to get to see you play for the first time.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really hope that it ends up being as joyful as I can imagine.
So besides just your family seeing you play football, why are you so excited to go to Ireland?
Well, I mean, it's always exciting to go on a trip. I like traveling, so I like to go to places, and actually I've never been to Ireland, so I really want to go just to see it and be there. And second, it's nice to go with your brothers. It's kind of cool to be able to have this opportunity to have 100 and what players be able to go and 100 just a bunch of people be able to go to a place that you've never been to and share the same experience because a bunch of those people have never even left the country. So it's just different for those kids and just being able to see their reaction to a different country is very interesting.
Ireland, Germany, a little bit similar in that football, American football, not necessarily a huge sport that kids have the opportunity to play. I mean, it's small and there are some opportunities, but it's definitely nothing like it is here.
Yeah.
So how excited are you for that, to be able to provide that kind of opportunity to see young kids, maybe see a different sport that they don't necessarily always get to see?
That's actually very interesting because for us, for people here, football is just so normal. It's from the age of 4, you can play it here in Pee Wee leagues and stuff. And there, I started playing when I was 16, 17. And that's normal for people over there to start this sport at that time. And so being able to kind of show what people from other countries can do next to Americans, just being able to show off hey, you can do this too. It doesn't have to be just Americans playing, you know what I mean? That's just one of the things that I think are very interesting because you can just actually show off your skills and your how you've improved over the years to younger kids and show them that they can do it too.
Yeah, that's Nuri Nueli talking about the opportunity for him to get to be a part of this game in Ireland. So you can just see how excited he is, Greg, for this potential opportunity to have his family get to be there to watch him in person.
Closest thing to a home game for him because, like you said, it's a pretty short flight even from Frankfurt into Dublin for that. It's a couple of hours, be like us flying from here to maybe Houston or something like that. It's not bad at all for his family. And, the NFL, Jessica, has made a concerted effort to try to grow their brand and grow the sport in Europe by playing all those games in London. And now you got a college football game, and there have been a couple that have been in Ireland in the past. Notre Dame has played a game or two over there. I think the people that love the sport of football feel like they can grow the sport by getting it exposed over there, maybe getting more people to play over there. So we'll see what the next decade plus does for the growth over there. But I'm really happy for Nuri to do that. Now your next fella, he's about as far away from Europe as you can get.
Yeah, so Garrett Nelson, you're laughing, I know for sure, but he's also really excited about this trip because he also has family. I believe it's in Turkey, so he's excited as well to provide this opportunity, get to go see, Ireland, and his family they're gonna also make the trip as well. What was interesting, too, that I found when I went out there, the Irish people are diehard sports fans. Now, they might not know much about American football, but everything else, soccer, rugby, all of the above. So when I was actually had a conversation with Garrett about it, I didn't know he was big time into rugby before he got into football. I mean, he was a wrestler, but he also really liked rugby. So he's also excited to get that experience too and to play in the rugby stadium because a lot of rugby is played in the stadium that Nebraska's going to play in. So yeah, had a chance to get Garrett Nelson's take on getting to play this game in Ireland too.
First of all, as a kid from Nebraska and getting this chance to go to Ireland and see kind of a new country, what is this experience, this opportunity, what does it mean to you?
It's huge. I was actually pretty fortunate growing up that we traveled a lot as a family, and a lot of our family's from Norway. So when I was a freshman in high school, I got to go over there for 2 weeks and meet the rest of our family that didn't come over to America. And now none of my brothers or my mom went, so I was pretty fortunate. Now my brothers and my mom and my dad, they get to go to Ireland for that week, but before that they're stopping at Norway for a little bit, so they get to travel and see Scandinavia and Ireland a little bit, which is really cool. So kind of a journey into a really big football event.
But for a lot of guys, I mean, it was my first time to Europe when I went to help with a PR trip, so for a lot of people that might be involved, might be their first time to experience outside of the United States. So how important is that for a football player, for someone in this athletics department to be able to go have that experience?
Yeah, not even just as a football player, but as a person in general. It's really nice to get outside, just not even your country, but your comfort zone if you're unsure of going, or you're not, a new country scares you, you don't know how travel works, stuff like that. I encourage you as a person, also as a player, to go to the game, get out of your comfort zone, go to a different country, experience new things, have a blast, watch a football game. It's gonna be a good time, and I want people who are on the fringe, who don't want to go, or not sure how to do it, I encourage you to look it up, go to the game, have a good time, stay for a while in Ireland, and just kind of experience a new country, a new lifestyle.
What is the first thing you think of when you think of Ireland?
I think about Guinness beer and what's that stuff they put in liver? It's they eat it all the time, or intestines or something like that.
You're talking to the wrong person.
Do you have a Google?
About that.
Can we Google that?
What they put in liver?
Yeah, look up like Irish liver meal or so. It's called God, I can't remember.
Are you going to eat that?
Maybe. I do want to try it. I ate a dragonfly, so I don't think that would be that bad. Gosh, what is it called?
I said this is haggis.
Haggis. Yes, haggis. That's the word. Thank you. Haggis is the meal. I don't know what they put in it, but they put in intestines or liver, and they cook it and you eat it or something like that. I do want to try that, and I don't know if I want dark beer though.
What just excites you the most about this, going to play a football game in Ireland?
Played a lot of football games in my life, never in a different country. So, just that experience, that opportunity is exciting. It's I want to know, I guess in my own mind, the curiosity of European fans, if they understand American football, if they're into it, or, they always play in London, NFL every year. I think they have one game over there, and there seems to be a pretty good turnout, and I think people are interested. So hopefully, not even just our fans or Northwestern fans or, people who just want to come see the game, but also the local people come out and check out American football, see if they like it or not.
I mean, so much to take away from that. But first of all, I said turkey. His family's from Norway. He's eating a dragonfly, so he's going to eat liver. How about you, Greg? Oh, and I got to give a shout out to Andrew because he found it on Google. I had no idea what Andrew was talking about. Haggis?
Yeah.
Are you going to eat that? Are you going to try that?
I'm familiar with it, but no, I'll probably pass when that dish gets handed by me, so I'll probably pass. Now, speaking of that, you got these guys that do a little bit more kind of Irish slang, right?
Yeah, so I was sent some terms that the Irish use that I had no idea what they meant. I was reading it off the sheet, but I wanted to quiz them and see if they knew what it was, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. This is entertaining.
Okay, so we're going to have some fun here. We have some Irish slang, and I want you to guess what you think they mean. Okay, craic.
Craic?
Yeah.
I don't know, it could sound like a sport. Could be like a sport. It sounds similar to cricket.
Craic?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a dumb person?
No, it's fun, good times.
Oh, okay, so it's completely wrong.
Egypt.
That sounds like a term of, like shoot, like Egypt. Oh, Egypt.
Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like a youngling, like a young person. They call it like we call our people children. They call it an Egypt, my little Egypt.
It's an idiot.
Oh, Egypt.
Egypt, yeah.
Oh, you gotta say it with a little Irish accent.
I feel like I'm being horrible at this.
It's idiot.
I was close.
Banjaxed.
Banjaxed.
Mm-hmm.
You've been bamboozled. There's no you've been tricked.
Sounds like bandwagon. Like somebody bandwagoning on a team.
Broken down. So a car is banjaxed.
Okay.
There you go.
Did you get these from the people
I have
in
it
Ireland?
Directly from a girl we know in Ireland that she sent me these. I'm reading it off of hers. So this is legit. Throwing shapes.
Throwing shapes. So hey man, you're throwing shapes or something like that. Oh gosh. Throwing shapes.
Throwing shapes. Now that could be like a bar game. Like darts, stuff like that. Pool.
Throwing shapes. Throwing a fit. Throwing a fit, like you're having a hissy fit.
Dancing. Pulling some serious shapes.
Oh.
So
some traditional Irish dance, and they're like, man, that guy's really throwing some shapes. He's a dog.
Leg it.
Kick it. Something like kick it, like leg it, with like a soccer ball or something like that.
Let's think of it in their Irish accent. Leg it. No, not running. Really? Running?
Running.
Leg it?
You got it. Let's go.
Yes.
You got one.
Yes.
Bucketing it down. Bucketing it down.
Playing it down, just like kind of a downplay type of thing, or is it like a step down? We're going down, so there has to be there's a bucket involved, which is.
What's it doing out here? So not snow, but what's another thing
Windy,
that falls?
raining.
Yeah.
Oh, bucket. Okay. Like it's just raining.
It's
like
raining,
just
yeah.
Storming, like raining. Yeah.
Buckets coming down from
buckets
the
of
sky.
water.
So there
okay,
you go.
That makes sense.
What goes in a bucket?
Water.
Think of it that way.
There's so many bucketing down, losing. Gosh, this is like riddles. Are you the Riddler? On the side, bucketing down. Give me it. I don't even know.
Raining.
Raining buckets.
I was trying to help you out there.
Raining buckets. God, that was.
Okay, chancer.
Chancer, somebody who takes risks.
Ding ding ding! You got one.
Oh yeah,
Let's go.
I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
You got cheers in the background too. How about a chancer?
Gambler.
A person that takes risks, takes a risk. So yeah, there you go.
Come on, dude. I'm on a roll.
Now?
I'm on a roll.
Okay, the last one. Wind your neck in.
Too big of an ego.
something that maybe like you have to like put your focus on it, like put your focus on something, like wind your neck in, like come on, focus on it.
Or hear me out, like you're getting a little risky because you're sticking your neck out.
It totally makes sense to me,
yeah.
but the actual meaning is be quiet. Would you wind your neck down? So shut up.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that
shut
makes.
up. Be quiet.
Okay.
So there you go. Which teammate would you most likely to tell to wind your neck in?
Probably Brant.
You think
He's just really good at pushing my buttons.
Okay, there you go. Brant Bates.
Yes.
I think Garrett Nelson has been told to wind your neck in a time or two.
Oh, probably.
You're
But
gonna
I
make your
probably
heat-
have been told that too, so I understand.
I mean, Greg, those guys, two of the best personalities. I knew when we had to do something fun like that, those are the two at the top of the list that would have fun with it, and they didn't disappoint. But I did have expectations for Nuri to perform better in that quiz than Garrett, but I actually cut a couple questions out because it was getting kind of long. And Garrett beat Nuri, so I was shocked about that. But go Garrett Nelson.
They were great. They were both fantastic. That was so much fun to listen to those guys. So there you go, Husker fans. There's some terminology for you. Go back, listen to that again, write some of those down so that when you're over there in Ireland next August, you'll be able to converse with the locals and feel like you're part of the group there. That was cool. That was neat. Well done. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. We're back with some of the calls of the year for Husker women's basketball. We'll do that next.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
Discover a bold new direction and drive Nissan. The Murano, Rogue, and Sentra are equipped with features that will exceed your expectations. Safety comes standard with technology that's got your back, so you can feel confident on the road. We make it easy to shop, finance, and purchase online or in person at Woodhouse Nissan. Choose your experience and find your next vehicle at Woodhouse Nissan in Bellevue or at Woodhouse Place.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford Maverick pickup. And get after any adventure with deals on Ford Ranger. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, called J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
See beyond traditional security with Kidwell. Kidwell's experts collaborate with its data cabling and IT teams to design and install surveillance camera systems that integrate with your network, are easy to manage, and can be accessed from anywhere. The Kidwell team assures every piece of technology performs seamlessly and creates greater confidence and a higher level of protection for your business and staff. From video surveillance to information technology to data cabling. See beyond to what's possible at kidwellinc.com.
When it comes to tailgating, it's all about gathering with friends, cheering on the Huskers, and of course, enjoying the great taste of real beef. This is Anne Marie with the Nebraska Beef Council, reminding you that there is no substitute for the smoky aroma and mouth-watering flavors of real beef on the grill. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for helpful grilling tips and delicious beef recipes that are sure to make your next tailgate party a success. Beef, it's what's for dinner in Nebraska.
Brought to you by Nebraska's beef producers and their beef checkoff.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Well, the Husker women will be on the court tomorrow, taking on Gonzaga, round one of the NCAA tournament. It's been a really fun season. A lot of great, memorable moments. Jessica has compiled some of the top calls of the season.
It's been a special season for Nebraska women's basketball. 24 wins and headed back to the big dance. And this team is not done yet. But before the Huskers begin their journey into March Madness, let's take a look back at some of the season's biggest moments. Back on November 20th, the Huskers hit the century mark for the third time in just their fifth game of the season, scoring 113 points against North Carolina Central. In the victory, Jazz Shelley with 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists for the fourth triple-double in program history and the first of the Aussies' career.
Here's a steal for Izzy Bourne. Huskers lead at 69-26. Ahead to Jazz Shelley. Transition three. Betcha! Get the assist from Izzy Bourne. The three Huskers from Australia are dominating this game. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
Wow.
Touchdown pass ahead. Izzy Bourne scores. The assist from Jazz Shelley.
Now that's a dime. That is a 55-foot dime.
Shelley, no look pass. Stewart shoots a three. You betcha! Jazz Shelley has a triple-double. A triple-double for Jazz Shelley.
It was really fun because that was like one of the first our preseason games, but it was like, wow, look at this team, like look how we're gelling already this early. It was really fun to see Jazz get a triple-double. I think it was great. That's when our confidence started, like we went from here to here. It was like, she's a really good player. Miss playing with her. I remember those first games and like the passes she was giving me is like I really missed the connection I have with her, and her passes are just always right on the spot. She's always super humble, which is a great thing, and she makes the people around her better, the teammates better. She's a pass-first guard, and that's so much fun to play with as a big. It's really, really fun and exciting, and you know that if you're open, she's going to get you the ball. But then also, like, if I'm doubled or Lex is doubled or anyone's doubled down the post, she's open and she's a shooter, and she can hit that anytime she wants. And then I didn't even know until this season that she could rebound the way she does. So that was really fun to see this season as well.
After closing out the non-conference unbeaten for just the second time in program history, the Huskers had their Big Ten home opener on January 4th against number 8 Michigan. Alexis Markowski making her first career start, and this game a launching point for the freshman out of Lincoln. The Huskers with a dominating 79-58 win over the Wolverines behind 20 points and 7 rebounds from the eventual Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
Haiby out to the right elbow, deep right side, 3 for Markowski! You betcha! Back up, and it counts! And a foul! Alexis Markowski dominating the paint.
Markowski with 11 in the quarter. She has answered every punch.
Ahead to Markowski, goes against Kaiser, and it counts! And a foul! Ring it up! Alexis Markowski has her first 20-point game.
That game was my first career start. I was very nervous, but my teammates all really surrounded me, and they told me that they believed in me, so I just went out there and tried to play my best game. And my teammates are the reason that I'm able to be successful. I mean, I would not be the person or player I am without them, and I love them so much, and I'm so happy to be on a team with them. Playing that game and winning that game, we knew that we could go out there and beat anyone. I mean, to beat a top 10 program, not once but twice, I mean, you just gain a lot of confidence from that, and our team just got even closer after that game.
From one top 10 win to another, February 14th against number 5, Indiana. A 4-point game early in the fourth quarter and the Hoosiers on a run. That's when Sam Haiby did what Sam Haiby does, taking over the game in crunch time with back-to-back buckets, sparking a 16-0 run, scoring 10 of her 14 points in the fourth. A 17-point loss handed to the Big Ten leader, courtesy of a Nebraska team that proved to be near impossible to beat in PBA behind the support of Husker Nation.
Strap it in, everybody. It's going to be a great finish. Haiby down the lane line. Can she finish? Yes, she can. Dribbles in, angles in, puts it up over Berger, and bakes it in. Sam Haiby has 2 straight baskets. Haiby going to go. Haiby puts it up and scores.
Huge finish on the right side for Sammy.
Off of Markowski, screen down the middle of the lane. Sammy scores. It's a 21-point lead for the Huskers over the 5th-ranked Hoosiers.
That was fun. I definitely was emotional in some of those moments, really fired up, but you kind of just lock in, I guess, especially in a game like that. We're at home and we need it. Just kind of do my thing and hope the ball goes in, I guess. It's definitely a new role I've taken on this year too. We have so many different weapons that can score at any time on the court, and that's definitely a blessing for our team. So someone is getting the ball in the hole early, just kind of keep feeding them that, and then when it's my turn, it's my turn.
What did you feel from the crowd and Husker fans that night?
Husker Nation is unbelievable. This whole season they've been there with us through thick and thin, and to see games like that when they're on their feet and it's that loud, it's incredible and it's a special time. It's important to win those games at home, especially the big ones against ranked opponents. So for us to be able to do that and then see the continued support has been really good for us.
To Indianapolis we go, and the Huskers' first game of the Big Ten tournament against Illinois, and the best three-point shooting performance in Big Ten tournament history, with the Huskers breaking the single-game team tournament record with 15 three-pointers. Jazz Shelley just could not miss 9 of 13 from behind the arc, breaking the Nebraska program single-game record, and the three-point barrage putting on full display the best bench mob in all of college basketball.
Deep 3 for Shelley. You betcha! Jazz Shelley knocks down her 6th triple of the game. Timeout, Illinois. Jazz Shelley's on fire. Jazz Shelley steps into a 3 on the left wing. You betcha! Nebraska record for threes in a Big Ten tournament game, and it belongs to the Aussie, Jazz Shelley, and she's got 29. Deep right side. Jazz Shelley for the record. You betcha! You betcha! Jazz Shelley has tied her career high with her 32nd point and has the Nebraska record for threes in a game. She's got 9.
I mean, that was so much fun. That was, at that point, I was just kind of feeling it, and I was like, anything I put up right now it just felt good. So that was fun, and just watching the bench, they're incredible. I mean, some of those made me laugh, like them dunking on the sideline, them rolling the boat, they're just awesome. I wanted to shoot the ball, and I know my teammates wanted me to shoot the ball, so having that faith and that confidence from them I mean, anything can happen in our team with that much confidence and support, and it's just overwhelmingly, it's fun.
Did you know how many threes you were racking up?
No, I didn't know it was 9.
So when you have 9 threes, what did you think?
I wasn't prepared for that before the game, but everyone was finding me in spots, and I found myself pretty open, which, I mean, they just kept telling me to shoot it. And then Sam came and subbed me on. She said, let's just save some for tomorrow.
Up next in the quarters, a familiar foe in Michigan. A total collaborative effort that Amy Williams would describe as the most proud she's ever been. Early, it was Ani Stewart stepping up in the midst of Husker foul trouble. Late, it was Sam Haiby once again delivering the go-ahead and one. And in the final minute, it was everyone locking down on defense. And it was the freshman, Allison Widener, who sealed it with 2 clutch free throws with 4 seconds left on the clock, contributing a team-high 16 points in the upset and another top 10 victory.
Widener drives around, her layup is good. We're tied in Indy. We're tied with 2 minutes to go. Stand up, Humphrey, Nebraska. Allison Widener has tied the game. And Haiby down the left lane line. Serves breakfast, and it counts. And a foul. Hudson Hovland. She scooped it up with the left hand. Ties the game and has a chance to give Nebraska the lead. Widener makes move. Widener has 16, and can you smell the corn cooking in Indianapolis? Nebraska about to pull a major upset.
It was really fun. Obviously, those free throws were huge, and Sam and Jazz kind of pulled me in and kind of said, we really need these. So, yeah, I was definitely nervous, but it was a lot of fun. I think everyone contributed in a different way, whether it was scoring, rebounding, defending. I just think we had a great night, and we had a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and the energy was high, and we just really wanted that win. Coming in, I didn't really know what my role would be, but our upperclassmen kind of welcomed me in and kind of showed me the ropes a little bit, and I've looked up to Sam a lot, and she's taught me a lot of things, so it's been really nice to have her. Just to play with her is a lot of fun.
When he spoke to the team, Zach Taylor said it best.
When I watch you ladies play, you see toughness, you see togetherness, you see a team that wants it more for the person next to them than they want it for themselves.
Night in and night out for Nebraska women's basketball, what can be seen is a team with an undeniable chemistry and a genuine love for playing the game with each other, providing for a very special season that's not done just yet.
I had a lot of fun putting that together. I thought it was interesting. Sam Haiby was asked today in the press conference if there was a moment, a game that she thought, okay, this team is pretty special. It's a legit NCAA tournament team. And she had mentioned the game against Michigan. And then you heard her tell me earlier that, this team needs to put 40 minutes together. Now's the time to do that. They've done it a few times this season. Probably a few of those times were in those top calls moments right there, but they got to put 40 minutes together here starting tomorrow.
Yep, 2:30 tomorrow for that. That was fun to relive what's been just a fun season for that team, and hopefully there are more memories to be made starting tomorrow with Gonzaga. Hey, folks, buckle up. Put the phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. You want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400. Call or text. We're back with some updates from March Madness. Husker Wrestling. We'll give you an update on that next.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The university has a new undergraduate business and law major, Students majoring in business and law are learning to use legal knowledge to better solve business challenges. They are also gaining skills in regulatory compliance, financial services, securities regulation, and corporate social responsibility. Upon graduation, they will boost the state's talent pool in these critical areas of expertise.
First pitch from Perry, hit back toward the middle, diving grab to his left as Jackson, he throws the first, picked by Style, and Core Jackson has shown up today.
Nebraska baseball is back at Haymarket Park tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. as they welcome the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders for the first of a 3-game series. Pre-game coverage begins on the Huskers radio network at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he's so cold. The furnace is out again. But wait, he sees an opening. SOS! SOS, he screams and calls 391-2336. SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer. Boy, he made the right call today as SOS is already on the way. SOS is your trustworthy company since 1950, and with Luxair, you get free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. Call 391-2336 or visit soshvac.com today.
In a world where fun and cash prizes collide, one game explodes to the forefront. Cash Blast from the Nebraska Lottery. Non-stop excitement, a winning thrill ride, and starring you. Until April 12th, play 2x2 weekly for a chance to win $5,000 or $500. And if your ticket was a 7-day draw, your prize is doubled. Don't miss it. Cash Blast playing at a lottery retailer near you. 2x2 top prize odds 1 in 105,000.
2-2 pitch. That ball's hit well into left center field. That's going to drop in there for a base hit. Coming around to score is Griffin Everett. Core Jackson on his way to second, and he's got an RBI double. It's 6-2.
Huskers baseball will close out their 3-game home series against the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders this Sunday at 12:05 p.m. Pre-game coverage begins on the Huskers radio network at 11:30 a.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. I'm in studio. Jessica's in Louisville. She'll be watching the Huskers and the Gonzaga Bulldogs tomorrow afternoon. I mentioned I had an update on Husker wrestling. Session 1 earlier today. Nebraska, of their 8 wrestlers, 7 won. And now tonight is on the winner's bracket, Session 2. 2 Huskers have moved into the quarterfinals. Ridge Lovett at 149, Mikey Labriola at 174. Tater Vance, Peyton Robb, and C.J. Redd dropped their second matches, so they'll have to go through the wrestlebacks now. And Eric Schultz, I think, is just getting on the mat right now with Christian Lance to come later tonight. So 2 Huskers into the quarters after a 7-1 start to the day. I gotta think Coach Manning's fairly happy, Jessica, with what he's seen from his guys so far today.
Yeah, and I think they just showed, I've been watching it on my phone, and they just showed the team leaderboard. I think Nebraska's in 7th or 8th right now. So, the more you win, the more points you get. So Eric Schultz is the guy we talked about last night. You fully expect him to make a nice run, but Ridge Lovett looked good today as well. Heartbreaking for CJ Red that it was literally in sudden victory, and it was 2 stalling points that ended up, making him fall. So, but hopefully they can go back through the wrestlebacks and rack up some more points for the team, and you can still get All-American status through the wrestlebacks. So still a lot of wrestling to go.
I'll be honest with you. I don't quite know all the ins and outs of the stall time, the ride time. Those things confuse me when I watch wrestling.
Well, the stalling time, I don't get that. I don't know why they call that, but the riding time is when you've locked him down for a minute, and if it gets to a minute, it's a point. So that's how I believe Mikey ended up winning, or one of our wrestlers that moved on ended up winning because they had the riding time secured.
And our top story of the day, and we really haven't touched on it this hour at all, and that was that Fred Hoiberg has made a move on his staff. Matt Abdelmassi is leaving the program. A mutual decision to part ways. Matt had been with Fred the entire time he's been in Lincoln. He was with Coach Hoiberg at Iowa State for those 5 years. His role was to go get players. He really didn't coach. He just goes out and is totally in charge of recruiting. It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Hoiberg maybe restructures this staff a little bit. You got to feel like Nate Lenzer, who's been here less than a year, is probably going to be back. I know Coach Hoiberg's a big fan of Armand Gates, but Armand Gates is pretty popular around the country. I hope Armand stays. I know you're a fan of Armand. How can you not be? I mean, you spend 2 minutes with Armand Gates and you're ready to go run through a wall.
I mean, you said it best. I was literally thinking that in my mind before you said it, is that, he's such an energy guy, infectious personality, love being around him. But, yeah, he's got a lot of connections in college basketball throughout. He worked with Porter Mosier at Loyola Chicago that is now at Oklahoma. His brother's a head coach, so a lot of connections there for him. But it's going to be fascinating. So far, it seems like, the moves that Scott Frost made with his football staff and the coaches that he brought in have been home run hires. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Hoiberg can follow suit and what tweaks he makes. I do think they will be able to get a lot of momentum if Bryce does declare to go to the NBA, and he's a guy that goes pretty high, top 20 or whatever. You can get a lot of momentum recruiting-wise when you have a guy that comes in for 1 year and then ends up getting drafted that high. They could build off of that and build some recruiting. I think they already have. Hey, look what you can do, as a freshman. Because ultimately, a lot of these guys, that's their goal, right, to get to the NBA. So hopefully, if Bryce doesn't make that decision, that they can build off of that as well.
Very good. One more segment to go here on Thursday Night Sports Nightly, 402-413-2400. We're back to wrap up the show next.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford Maverick pickup. And get after any adventure with deals on Ford Ranger. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month.
Okay, let's get a photo of the bride and groom standing next to that giant mud puddle. Good. Now smile.
Oh, honey, don't look now, but you're covered in mud.
Oh, so is your white tux.
You know what this means, don't you?
Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery is back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is the happiest day of my life. Don't you think we should head to the nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer?
I do.
Trucks and Bucks is back, and you could win one of 8 new trucks. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help us with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. J.D. Power ranked Shelter Insurance #1 in customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central Region and #1 in price.
See agents Natalie Vampola or Michael Reeves in Omaha, or in Plattsmouth, see agent Julie Null.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey folks, this is Famous Dave. You know the difference between an ordinary get-together and a famous one? At most parties, the food's pretty forgettable. But imagine your table loaded with award-winning barbecue, chopped pork sandwiches, roasted chicken, and mouth-watering juicy ribs. From birthdays to corporate events, any size groups, we'll customize our menu to fit your budget. Make your next get-together fun and famous with catering from Famous Dave's. Visit famousdaves.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline here on St. Patty's Day, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance. Buy online at woodhouse.com. Crypto, we were talking about green beer earlier in the year. Crypto's like, well, Greg, what about just putting red food coloring in your beer for the Huskers? Well, Crypto, you seem like a worldly guy. There is red beer. It's tomato juice in your beer. Those are red beers. Come on, right, Jessica?
Yeah. Are you a fan of that?
No, I'm not a tomato juice
like
guy.
Tomato juice.
I don't like tomato juice.
Yeah, me either. Jinx. Same.
But that's your red beer right there. That's what that's all about. All right, Huskers, one more sleep till we see them play tomorrow. Give me your breakdown. How do you think this is going to play out tomorrow? What are some of the keys in your eyes?
Yeah, I think, just kind of not letting the moment get too big, which this team has really handled big moments well all season long, but being that they've never been here, it can really tweak things and you can kind of get caught up in it. But and it's going to be a full packed house probably, especially if they advance and play Louisville. So, but they said the crowd, they expect a really large crowd, so it could be pretty loud. But yeah, I mean, rebounding, obviously, but I think just the thing that I keep hearing over and over again is just playing Nebraska basketball, doing what they do, not trying to overthink it, do too much, or try to do too much because of the NCAA tournament, but doing what's worked for them all year and put a full game together. So hopefully they can find that and peak here and go on a special run.
Well, that's a lot of memories. A lot of legends are made in the month of March, and so maybe something legendary happens tomorrow for the Huskers. Can't wait for this one. 2:30 tip, 2:15 Central Time. Matt Cody, Jeff Grease will have the call of that one. This should be fun. What was the arena like? Did you see some similarities to PBA?
Yeah, a little bit. It's older, but yeah, it does. It's a little bit, and it's all red, so maybe a little bit. It's not as steep, I feel like, so We'll see how that does for the depth perception of the shooters. But it is a little bit. It goes down in the court, but yeah. So I think it'll be a good venue, and especially if we have a big crowd out there for these ladies.
Well, great. Good luck to the Huskers. Good stuff tonight, Jessica. Go out and enjoy Louisville a little bit tonight. Have fun tomorrow, and we'll talk soon.
All right, sounds good. Hey, let's get another baseball win.
3 of them coming up this weekend. The Islanders of Corpus Christi. That's where we'll be tomorrow night. No show. Huskers against the Islanders. Thanks to Andrew. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
United Healthcare believes small businesses are vital to our economy and an important part of our communities. Join United Healthcare in celebrating small businesses. I'm Rob Broomfield, United Healthcare of Nebraska's CEO and a graduate of the University of Nebraska. We want to recognize your small business with the Spotlight on Small Business Sweepstakes. Winners receive radio interviews, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit huskers.com/spotlight. United Healthcare, proud partner of Husker Sports.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Discover the all-new 2022 GMC Terrain. With 3 distinct trim lines to choose from, there's a Terrain for any driver. Plus, safety and capability come standard in the Terrain lineup so you can conquer the road with confidence. Shop our indoor showroom or purchase online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, called J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
When you're a sports fan, it's kind of like having a new love interest. You want to know all about them. Only instead of learning about someone's third-grade crush, you want to know the latest scores, stats, and lineups. To get that, you need Cox Internet. Cox gives you that window to look deeply into your beloved team's soul. Not to mention their injury list. Cox, we're sports 24/7. Learn more at cox.com/.